tweet, swipe, share, swipe and share, swipe and share, swipe and share. Good evening, it's 10 o'clock, the shows are back on. The greatness of the greatness. We're gonna have a chat tonight about the goalpost that keeps on moving. The goalpost that keeps on moving. Trust the Patreon monthly payments, $816. A car and a house wasn't enough. He needs a yacht. Move the goalpost. Move the goalpost. He needs a yacht. Anyway, let's talk about what's going on this evening. Well, as you know, Trump is still trying to get the wall. Still trying. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll find out in the end. But let's talk about the grifters, the swindlers, the fucking losers that have spent 2 years ripping off the elderly, using the Bible to try to get away with ripping off a bunch of unsuspecting Trump supporters. And you know, I was having a conversation with Mr. Sid Roth. Does anybody know who Sid Roth is? Sid Roth runs a show called Supernatural. He's kicked somebody off his show. Right, Dave? You out there, Dave? I can fucking smell you, Dave. Anyway, so QAnon said the mass arrest would start in January. Remember that? Remember the QAnon posts? QAnon said by January 4th, they're getting locked up. They're all going down. The cabal is being arrested. Yada, yada, yada. We heard it all, right? So for months, I've sat here waiting for today. I've sat here a long time waiting for today. Today's that day. Yet no arrests have ever happened. Nothing has ever happened. Not one thing QAnon has predicted has really happened. They live off Pictionary, right? I saw this picture and we took this picture. We made something that it was supposed to be. So they use pictures as a way to kind of fuck with people. So they'll take a picture and they'll stretch the truth of a picture. You know, it's almost like an illusion. And one of the biggest grifters out there, he's got 816 Patreons. He's freaking out today. He's freaking out. He's trying to get away from Q as fast as possible. I've watched him all day. He won't even say QAnon. He said it once today because he knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. So, you know, here we are. We're finally at the point where all of these people that, you know, soaked hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're not talking a couple bucks here either. They bought new houses, new cars, new computer equipment, new this, new that. I mean, come on. They bought so much shit it wasn't funny. It was like an all-stop shopping spree for all these guys by the name of Will Coleman. You had Jordan Stather. You had whatever the fuck you pronounce his fucking name, that goofball. And then you had, you know, David Hayes. You had all these grifters who are all working in a network. You know, they all promoted each other. They're still promoting each other because they know what's coming. So now they're trying to circle the wagon. So what is their next plan for this little network that they've built up of their fucking swindle and money scheming ways? And I said to myself, what's their next move? What is the plan? So what is the plan next for these scheming, low-down, dirty fucking scoundrels of the internet? I'll tell you what the next plan is for them. They're going to try to evolve QAnon into a movement that is more of grifting by filling your heads full of more shit. By filling your head full of more shit, more conspiracies, more dumbed-down facts that have nothing to fucking do with conservatives, that have nothing to do with any movement. And how is this done? Well, I've been researching all of these individuals, and I've been checking them out because they're e-celebrities. They're even more e-celebrity than me now. But I've been checking them out. And they all have one thing in common. They all used to be atheists. And all of a sudden, they're, you know, Bible-riding fucking, you know, Bible-thumping, you know, Bible heads, right? So I'm like, what all of a sudden made all these guys drift to the Bible, right? I believe in God. I'm like any other guy, but I don't run around, you know, shoving it down people's throats. But I'm like, what what was the overall gambit of these guys switching from atheism to being like, hey, I'm a pastor? One of them even opened a ministry. I'm not kidding. Like, we found a 5081c that he's funneling money through. So not only is he taking all these people's money grifting, he's also funneling it through a 5081c, which never sees any of the flock, doesn't see the money. He doesn't even give the money back to the community. He just takes the money into his little fucking private ministry, but nobody sees the money. Nobody ever sees it. The only one that sees the money is him when he puts it in his pocket. So he's not paying taxes on any of this money that he's collected over 2 years. He's found a way to funnel the money and keep it scheme free. Imagine that. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. I'm telling you 100% that is the truth. He is scheming the money through a fucking private ministry, buying brand new cars, houses, you know, equipment, this and that. It's absolutely insane what is going on. And I thought to myself, you know, as I watched the meltdowns happen online today, because I've been keeping a close eye on it because I knew the day was coming. Yeah, bingo, Slick. Yeah, so, you know, as I watch the meltdowns happen, because they know there's no mass arrest coming, right? They know. It's over, right? So now they're like, what do we do? How do we hook these people into something else? Well, they can't. It's done. Because the 8chan owner was on a video yesterday saying QAnon was fake, and he was laughing. He's like, I know it's fake. I just did it so I could filter traffic over to 8chan. 8chan didn't even give a shit. They were like, it was dumb fucking boomers if they wanted to give these guys money. It wasn't our fault. So 8chan took the stance of, if people want to believe dumb shit, that's up to them, and they were fucking laughing about it. Like, the 8chan founder was on there laughing. He was like, haha, these fucking idiots all gave money to these guys. So, you know, 8chan was dying. It was a website that was being hardly used anymore because 4chan was more popular among the other people. So 8chan was kind of going in the tank. And they were like, how can we get fucking boomers up in here? And they got the boomers in by doing this QAnon stuff. But now that their traffic has grown again, they don't need these people who are grifting with the QAnon, so they threw them under the bus. And they were like, it's not real, it's fake. I have all the IPs of these guys. They're swindlers, they're slick, they're stealing fucking from the old people, and we don't give a shit anymore. They're fucking losers. And that's pretty much what the guy had to say on the video, and I was laughing. I'm like, wow, finally. So they use, like I said, they use them to boost the 8chan website up. You know, can I see that? The video's out there. It's on a guy called Ghost of Stew. But, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know, these people spent 2 years ripping off the public. Not only that, they didn't give anything back. They never did anything for anybody. They never did anything for any kind of conservative movement. They never did anything politically. They didn't even help out a fucking fellow anybody. I'm not kidding. They helped nobody. And somebody who's, you know, dear to me had given to some of these guys. And she was hoodwinked by these guys. And I ain't going to forget it anytime soon that she got hoodwinked. I'm not going to say her name because, you know, there's no need to say a person's name. But all I can tell you is this, that I'm not too happy that she got hoodwinked. And, you know, if you watch your friends get hoodwinked by some fucking scam artists, that you know that they're scam artists and they're scamming people, that pisses you right off. And it pisses you off immensely because this person's got a good soul and a good heart. And she was misled into thinking mass arrests were going to happen and that people were going to prison and that people were going to be indicted and, you know, la 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 la, that whole fucking scheme that these guys were running on people. You know, it's a fucking grift, man, and you got to watch grift. You know, there was a guy today who made a JFK Jr. account, right? This guy. So immediately, as soon as he started tweeting, I started watching the account. The first thing I did was I wanted to see where the account was made, how it was made, and, you know, I do what I do, so I figure out it was made with a fucking Google phone number from a fucking boomer who fucking, you know, is trying to grift people by, you know, posing as JFK Jr. So you have a group of people out there right now You have a group of people out there right now that are trying to scam the conservative movement. You got to realize that it's going on. You've got to realize this is going on. And this guy, who I used to thought was an okay guy, and I don't anymore, Dave Hayes is a fucking scumbag. He's a scumbag of the highest level, of the highest order. He's a dirty, rotten fucking scoundrel. Let me tell you, he is a dirty, rotten fucking scoundrel. He is one of the worst people I have ever fucking had the fucking privilege to come across. He's a fucking scumbag of the highest order. And I can tell you that fully, that the guy is so full of shit. He's full of shit up to his eyebrows. And the fact that he remains ripping off the public only goes to show how much of a fucking scumbag lowlife that this guy really is. I mean, he knows this shit's not real. Anybody with half of a high intelligence knows that this shit is a grift. It's a lie. It's all a scheme to take advantage of the public. That's all it is. And David Hayes knows what he's doing. He put his name right when he said preying, because he's preying on people. He's preying on the American public. He's preying on Donald Trump's name. He's preying on the conservative movement. And until these people get called out and tell them to shut this shit down and stop preying off conspiracy theories to milk little old ladies carrying their Bibles of fucking money, it's not going to stop. So somebody's got to step up and say, look, man, stop using God and stop invoking God's name to promote your bullshit, because you're fucking lying. You're a snake oil salesman. And you're absolutely, you're taking a faith of a people and you're raping it. You're raping a class of people. You're raping little old ladies of their purses. And you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're raping little old ladies, bro. And I'm going to put it bluntly, that's exactly what you're doing. You're raping little old ladies of their fucking money. And you don't care how much you're taking from them. You're fucking all over it. It's the worst of the worst. Raping little old grandmas of the last fucking nickels they got. And you can't tell me you're not doing that, because that's exactly what you're doing. I know everything. You know, the Patreons that contribute are all 55 to 85 years old. Little old fucking ladies. People's grandmas are the people giving this fucking retard money. I'm not kidding. This is what's going on. And I thought long and hard, and I you know, my platform will exist. You know, I've been speaking out about QAnon for years now. It doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna fucking leave me that follow me now. That shit's done. Now I can speak about it wholeheartedly. I'm not gonna lose anybody. That's been done for a while. You know, I walk around with a Teflon vest now. I did that on purpose, because on this day when I was going to come up swinging at a later date, I don't have anything to lose now. I've already lost everybody I was going to lose. I lost them on purpose. Now I can do what I need to do. And that is call David Hayes out for the scammer and the fucking piece of shit that he is. I know 55 isn't old. You know what I mean. Anyway, so it is what it is. But he's scamming people. And people need to wake up. You know, I mean, here we are, January 4th, 2 hours away, and nothing happened. You know, I've watched them manipulate news headlines. I've watched them manipulate pictures. I've watched them manipulate so much shit. It's ridiculous. You know, and you watched for 2 years now, I've watched this go on where they push that goalpost down the field even more, trying to suck these poor old ladies out of more money. Well, let me tell you, old ladies, here's my advice to this. Stop giving these guys your money. They'll stop promoting Q. That's how it is. If you stop giving these guys money, I guarantee you they will stop promoting Q. Because there's no money to be had in stuff you don't give money to. You want it to stop, little old ladies, and you want these guys to stop ripping you off, stop giving them your money. Because unless you tell them to, if you stop giving them money, they're going to keep doing it. I don't give a fuck whether Dave responds to it or not. Dave Hayes is a fucking scam artist. I don't even care if he responds. I don't like Dave. Dave can go fuck off. Dave can go fucking suck toilet water. Dave's a fucking grifter. He knows what he is. He's a fucking scumbag of the highest order. Nothing's going to change my mind on that. I fully come to grips with Dave and what Dave does to old ladies. Dave's a fucking grifter and a scumbag. Plain and simple. Dave is a fucking scumbag lowlife who rapes old ladies of their money. That's what Dave is, and I don't care if he responds or not. This video will stand as testimony of how I feel about David Hayes and what he's done to little old ladies. You know, Dave had a dream at one point. Let me explain to you Dave's dreams. Let me explain something to you. Dave had a dream, and he sent me a private video one day, and he said, Zero, I had a dream about you one night. I had a dream you would protect little old ladies. I'm not lying. This is the fucking truth. People will tell you. I was sent a private video. And he said, you will protect little old ladies. I had a dream. Well, let me tell you something, Dave. You had a fucking dream about me telling you to stop ripping off old fucking ladies, dude. This was a fucking look into your future of what I was going to tell you. On this very night was the dream that you had. That one day I would come out, David Hayes, and I would say, stop ripping off the old ladies. Stop taking advantage of the grandmothers. Leave them the fuck alone, because it's not right. You're grifting them. You're a fucking snake oil salesman. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it now. Don't go up onto 8chan and don't make any more posts as a fucking undercover superhero. Don't do it. Don't do it anymore. We all know what you posting with your friends, your little network, your little grifting community. It's all you guys. You're all together. You're all in on it. That's why you went to 8chan. You all sit in that Discord channel. You all know who you are. And you know how you're doing this. And I'll tell you how you're doing this. You sit in the Discord channel. And then you all make your plans about what videos you're going to make. And the posts that you're going to make. And then you go make them. That's how this works. David Hayes, Will Coleman, Jordan Sather, all of these guys. They sit in the Discord and they make these plans up, and then they run over to 8chan, they make their post, and by the next day, they already have all their data and all their videos ready to go. That's how this works. This is how the scam works. They have everything pretty much pre-planned. It's all a production. How do you think these guys have such good productions? Hasn't anybody ever wondered, like, wow, man, they got some really good studio quality shit by day 2. How do you think they stay ahead of everybody? How do you think they know exactly what the decodes are? How do you think they know exactly what they're going to talk about? Because they already have it pre-planned. This isn't rocket science. This is a production. It's all a fucking production. And it's a show set up to keep these people kind of roped in. That's how it's done. And now that it's all imploding, they're like, how can we take this show even further? What do we need to do to change this up? How do we take the grift and we stretch it out and we make it something different? How are we going to do this? Well, think about it. They're going to go ahead and they're going to rope the same users and change it up. They're going to slowly pull away from QAnon. Q is going to disappear. Mark my words. Q is disappearing. That shit's done. That shit's done. Slowly they're pulling the cord on that because they need a new grift. But they've already built their grift network. They've already built it. They have their grift network set up. There's a reason why they're running around with 200K followers. And let me tell you, they would never give those accounts up. They would never give all those accounts up. They wouldn't. They would never give those accounts up. That was 200. That's money. That's milk money. They're not going to give that up. But it's dishonest milk money. That's the whole point of it, right? They built their shit on a lie. Their whole foundation is built off a lie. It really is. Their whole fucking foundation, it's built off a lie. And old Dave Hayes will tell you things like, I don't pay no mind. I don't let other people get in my head. Well, we all know, Dave, because that's what grifters do. Grifters ignore the reality of what's going on. That's what grifters, that's why you block those old ladies, Dave. The ones that gave you money. You know what I'm saying, Dave? That's why you blocked those old ladies. That's why you blocked those old ladies who gave you money, and then they asked you a question, and then you blocked them, Dave. Remember that? Yeah, they've been in contact with me, Dave. Those old ladies that gave you money, and then they dared question you, and you blocked them. That's how this works. If you question the QAnon group, or you question what they're doing, they will block you, even if you gave them money. Even if you gave them money, they will block you. That's how this works. They don't want the people to know that people are actually starting to ask questions. Anybody who's asking any questions right now is getting blocked. I've had so many people jump in my box today, and they're like, oh, well, I asked a question about it, and I questioned it, and then he blocked me. Did I show the rap sheet yet? No, I haven't. I'm waiting on that from our friend. But he's got some stuff, but we're looking, and well, let's just say when that's ready to go, it'll go. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So if anybody has asked a question in the last 24 hours, they've been blocked. And now the newest grift is, and I was conversing with Will Summer earlier. The new grift is this: if the mass arrests don't happen, it was all part of the plan. That's the new grift. That's the excuse that they all came up with. That's it. That's their excuse to all the people that were like, it's gonna happen. They're all getting arrested. The new thing is, it was all part of the plan why they're not arrested now. I mean, this is how this works. This is how this whole scam worked. And it's absolutely insane, you know, and as most of us have watched for the past 2 years, have watched these old people get ripped off, and watch conservatives get ripped off, and you know, just watch these grifters day in and day out. I mean, it's one thing to do honest research. It's one thing to do honest data research and analytical things and put the information out in the entirety of the truth, right? That's one thing. But when you're stretching truths, and you're stretching facts, and you're stretching just everything, you know, call Praying Medic at 602. Oh gosh, God, I didn't tell you to put that out. But anyway, hey, look, listen. So these people, they stretch the truth, right? That's what they do. They did it with the sealed indictments. They're doing it with the military tribunals. This is what they do. They stretch the truth and they stretch the fact in order to put it in a different kind of box. And this is all they do. It's all a pre-paid production. This must have been planned early, since PM told us to pray for you without explanation way before Q. Well, I think so. I mean, listen, okay, so let's go back in time. I've been on Twitter how long? You know, before I was doxxed, I was an information specialist. I never did anything for money either. If we go way back in time, I've been online for so long, and a lot of my original followers know me from way before. Before, I never was in politics. I more of was a social issue kind of guy. I took to heart things like, I don't know, wrongfully convicted people, or you know, things like, you know, unjust murders, you know, political based things that weren't getting the attention that they should have. Hold on, I gotta get a drink here. And I wasn't about any kind of donation or any driven platform. I didn't do scopes. I didn't do that, but I did bring awareness to certain issues. That was the love of what my platform was. I had a good job. I didn't need to make money back then. I had a really good job. So it wasn't about the money for me. It was more about making a difference in the world and in the community that I thought had social problems. So my platform was a lot of difference. You know, and I had 200K followers, and there was a reason why, because I put out honest and decent information on things. And the difference between me and them is I actually kept my platform honest. I never derived from the truth. That's the one thing I can always say about my platform. Even with the shenanigans that I've done online, you know, such as if I've ever, you know, partaked in, you know, make something great again and things like that. But, you know, I always kept it honest. I never lied to people. I never grifted people. I never stole from people. I always tried to keep it honest. And, you know, and people, I think, hated that about me. Was one of the things people hated about me, is that when I saw dishonesty, I would always call it out. If I saw people lying to people, I would say, dude, you're fucking lying. There's nothing that even proves that. You know, I've seen it time and time again from these pundits. The political bias and the political shenanigans that go on are just ridiculous in politics. I never was into politics. I'm gonna be honest with you. Until Trump, I was never really into politics. I was more of a social issue kind of guy. I was more of a wrong from right in America. I wasn't into geopolitics. I wasn't into other countries' problems or things like that. I was more of what can we do for America to make America better. And then Trump came with the message, what can we do to make America better? And he had the right message at the time when he came out. You know, it was what I was thinking, right? You know, I had always thought, what can we do to make America better? And I still think that with Trump. I still think, what can we do to make America better? Well, let me tell you something, folks. Grifting little old ladies and lying to little old ladies is not making America better. It's making America worse. And I don't like these people. They're not MAGA. You cannot tell me these people are MAGA. This is not MAGA. Whatever MAGA is, it's not that. I didn't sign up to rip off little old ladies. I can tell you that. And that's why I never got into this Q shit and all these conspiracy theory shits that was going on with these platforms. And I said, no, I will not ever get into this grifting mode where, you know, money becomes over principle, or money becomes over, you know, what exactly this make America better than it was before agenda is supposed to be all about. And I think people have lost their way, and people have become selfish, and they're not really thinking of America first. They're thinking, I'm selfish. What can I get out of this? What am I going to get? And that's where I see a lot of people's platforms going. I see it all, you know, I see it all about what they're getting. They're not giving back to the community. I can tell you that. What have they done? Let's be honest here. All of these QAnon platforms, what have they really done for people? Have they helped anybody? Have they helped anybody in need? Have they helped anybody that's having problems? Have they helped? They've done nothing except grift. They've taken money from little old ladies, but they've not helped. They've not helped at all. Not once in their entirety of Twitter have they helped anyone but themselves. I can tell you what I've done, and I'm not bragging, but I do things for people because I'm an out-giving person. That's the way I am. You know, if somebody's in need, I try to help them. I'm not about myself. And I don't think that's, and I think that's what the message is supposed to be, right? Make America better by helping other people to make America better. You know, like when I saw this girl, Pepper Potts, who doesn't talk anymore because of praying Meta, because he's a grifting piece of shit. But anyway, she was having trouble and she had had brain surgery. I helped her. I helped her raise money. You know, I helped another friend who had a loved one die. They needed money to bury the poor guy because the kids and the widow were left moneyless. So I helped her bury that person. You know, there's things I've done that I don't boast about or take credit for because I just consider myself a good human being who does things because it's the right thing to do, right? I think that's the message that should be in the Trump movement, right? Do unto others as you would expect done to yourself. And I think people have lost that message. And that is the scary part. Excuse me. It's wicked dry in my house. We got the heat on, and in Georgia, it's so warm all the time. You don't need it. I helped the wheelchair lady who turned on me, by the way, because of QAnon. I helped her get a wheelchair. You know, I've done a lot of things for a lot of people, and I had them all turn on me. It was okay. I didn't mind. I got the anger. It was there. They thought this shit was real, and you know, I get why they were angry. You know, but you know, I think what I did watch from these QAnon fellas is they didn't do any good whatsoever. They didn't. What did they do? They didn't help anybody. They did not use their platforms in any humble way whatsoever. Not one humble thing did they do. Who did they help? What did they do? They did selfish acts to get enriched. That's exactly what they've done. They've enriched themselves. They've enriched themselves. Have they fed the poor? Have they clothed the poor? Have they given any of that money to the poor? No, they haven't done anything like that. They put the money in their pockets. They might now after they watch my scope, because they're all going to be like, shit, that dude just called us out. That dude just called us out. Watch for them to do something now. But, you know, it's a little too fucking late, you know, now to do anything like that. Don't bother. You're just going to look like a fucking moron now, because you didn't do nothing in the beginning. But, you know, it's absolutely insane, the shit that we have watched go on from this QAnon crowd. You know, and to even say that they're not grifting is just stupid. It's not even about the whole QAnon thing anymore. He made the request for pray for you sound so dire. I thought you were dying of a terminal. No, I'm not dying of anything. If anything, I'm coming back stronger. You know, I've taken a week off. I've done some soul searching. I've done some talks with some people. I think I'm back full bore, guys. Look out, because I think I needed to take time off to come out swinging at these fucking grifters. You know, for a while I didn't know exactly how do I deal with these people. How do you deal with people that you see retweeted on a daily basis and you know they're fucking scamming little old ladies? Like, how do you deal with these people? And I thought to myself, well, here I am. I'm dealing with them. And the only way to fucking deal with them is to call them out publicly, shame them publicly, and humiliate them publicly. And I'm not talking just one time. I'm going to do this on a fucking daily basis. I am going to call these guys out until they fucking quit, until they stop ripping off old ladies. You know, and this video right here is going to all platforms tonight. It's going to Facebook. It's going to Periscope. It's going to YouTube. It's going everywhere. This video will stand as a testament to what Dave Hayes and all Jordan Sather, Will Coleman, and all these guys have done to unsuspecting old ladies who are conservative, who just didn't understand what these guys were doing to them. And let this video stand as a testament to these little old ladies that say, look, don't get scammed like this. Listen to this guy's video. Listen to what he has to tell you. Because unless you can put a face and a name on something, don't fucking believe it. You can't. How can you believe something that you have no knowledge of? You're trying to connect something to a government entity without a name, a face, or anything. You can't do that. You have believed in the most false of prophets ever to come into existence. And the biggest problem is that they use God to manipulate the folks. They use God in the most heinous way that you could think of. They use God. I think that's the thing that sickens me the most, is how much they use God in order to manipulate these people. I am on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I don't understand how they can go to bed at night knowing that they use God in such a way to manipulate the masses. It's absolutely ridiculous, but you know, they have to live with themselves. In the end, they'll have to live with themselves. They have to look at themselves in the mirror, whether they like it or not. And when they look at it, you know, at themselves in the mirror, whether it be a year from now, 2 years from now, you know, they're going to pass people on the street, or they're going to, you know, someone's going to remember them, who gave to them, who said, I believed everything you said. And they're going to look at them and they're going to be like, why did you fucking lie to me? You know, and that will be karma. That's what's coming for them. Because one day someone's going to come and they're going to see them and they're going to say, look, you know, I absolutely believed in what you were saying and you lied to me. In the end, all I got was broken promises, false hope, and nothing for what I gave you. And that will be what haunts them, you know. But I can tell you a little bit of what I know now and what I know about Mr. Hayes, because he's the subject. He's the guy who grifts the most. It's very important to understand. This guy is the guy that grifts the most. And I know he's friends with some other people I know. That's not my fucking problem. But anyway, he grifts the most. And I'll tell you something about him. I'm gonna explain something right now. It's not the first grift he's entertained with. He's grifted everything from money-making schemes to you name it, he's done it. He's a long-time con artist. It's not his first con. It's not his first bullshit game. And he's been doing this a long time on the internet. It's not his first rodeo. He's been at it a long time, and he's very good at it. And, you know, he's been doing it. If you look it up, he's got several quick rich websites that he's had in the past. If I hadn't seen all the data on Mr. Hayes, I wouldn't be here tonight, and I wouldn't even have to be talking about it. But I've seen the data. I know exactly what, you know, he was doing in the past. I know about the websites. I know about the snake oil website tricks that he was trying to pull on people. Like I said, it's not his first rodeo. He's been doing this a long time. Unfortunately, he just found the conservative movement to do that with. And, you know, like I said, he can say whatever he wants about me. I don't give a shit. No, everybody knows me. I don't care who says what. I've been doxxed 100,000 times. There's nothing that can be said about me that's going to bother me. Did Praying Medic do anything in my Discord group? Well, my Discord group hasn't been around in a long time. I never even really went in there. I made the Discord group for people just to hang out in, but I never really went in there. I'm an introvert, right? And what's an introvert mean? I'm a private person. I don't hang out in groups a lot. I've never done the group thing. I've never been a whole kind of guy that wants to be. That's why I found QAnon as stupid as could be, because I'm a solo guy. I never got into the group think tanks. I think they're bad. Because in group think tanks, you end up going in one direction and you never stop, right? So when you're stuck in a group think tank, you don't get anywhere because you're being led on a leash. And that's what QAnon was designed for. That's what the grift was about, right? When you really stop and think about QAnon and the dynamics of QAnon, it was to lead you like sheep. It was always to keep you going in one path, right? And that's what it did. It kept everybody going in one path. You would never end, right? As long as the sheep herders like Jordan Sather and Praying Medic, David Hayes, Will Coleman, you know, all of these guys. So these guys were the sheep herders, right? They were guiding people in sheep. And like I said, these are the same guys that were making the posts. There's no rhyme or reason. We all know. We all know, you know, and to be able, like I said, to make that quality content in that time frame that they do it in, there's no way they would be able to do that. There's just no way. They know it. I know it. Anybody with a half a fucking brain knows what's going on with these guys. And they're all in on it together. It's just not one guy. That's why when people say, oh, well, you'll never figure out who QAnon is. QAnon is not a person. Let me tell you this again. QAnon is not a person. It's a group of grifters. It's a group of fucking scam artists running a scam. It's people, it's multiple people on different platforms that have gotten together and figured a way to scam the public. And I don't see how people don't even understand this by now. The same people that produce the QAnon content are the people posting as QAnon. You would have to be stupid not to realize this now. You would have to be absolutely fucking dumb. Really. You'd have to be fucking dumb not to understand this now. You would just not, your comprehension skills just aren't there. Right? I mean, really. If you really think about it now. I mean, We ran Q out of 4chan, right? The Q was ran out of 4chan because Q was fucking stupid. We ran him out. And it was done on purpose to get him off there. And now it's getting ran out of 8chan because people don't want it there either. You know, people don't want to watch old ladies get ripped off. Nobody wants to watch their grandmas get ripped off. You know, nobody wants to watch their grandmas get ripped off. And you know, I was watching Threads with a couple people just 2 days ago, and we were watching families get torn apart. You know, QAnon is tearing apart families. Can you imagine that? Whole families are being destroyed by these scam artists. Whole families. You know, imagine that. Your whole family gets destroyed over some scam artist grift. That's enough to make it stop, I would think, if you're watching families be destroyed. Family units destructed because somebody has been so hoodwinked and so manipulated in their mind that their family is trying to pull them out of it and say, look, it's not real. Come back. We love you. It's time to let this go. And the person is so enthralled by what this shit is, they're not letting go. And so these people are doing away with their own family, saying, look, we don't want you here. We don't want you here. Imagine your family disowning you over something like this. And in the end, you find out it's not real. And you have totally self-destructed your family unit. Could you imagine what your psyche would be after that? How low you would feel? That you destroyed your own family over something that wasn't true and something that was never going to come true? That's the craziest shit you can think of. And I think that's why people like me and other people need to speak out. And I'm not the only one, man. There's several of us that just don't like it. And we're tired of it. And we're tired of watching what's going on. And we're tired of seeing these grifters rip off these old ladies. We're tired of watching families get destroyed. We're tired of watching people get hurt. We're just tired of it all. And these people don't understand the damage that they're causing to the Republican Party. That's another thing. They don't even understand the damage that they're causing. Not only are they causing trouble to the Republican Party, they're destroying whole family units. That's got to be enough to... How morally corrupt can you be that you're okay with destroying a whole family unit? Like, how morally bankrupt are you? What the fuck is wrong with you that you would not even acknowledge the fact that you're actually contributing to the destruction of somebody's family? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You didn't even respond to that post either. That was another thing. These people were posting how their family units are fucking destroyed, and these people don't even have the fucking decency to respond to these people. And I just shake my head. Like, these people are like, my family's destroyed. I believe in QAnon so much, but now my family doesn't even talk to me anymore. They want nothing to do with me. They want me to seek mental help. And these guys that run these platforms don't even go through their tweets. The only thing they care about is the 1,200 retweets and the 500 likes that they get. That's, you know, they don't care about the people underneath. They don't care that these people are fucking having their lives destroyed. They're like, fuck it. It's not my problem. You know, this is what I'm talking about, though. They don't even read the tweets that are being tweeted underneath it. But other people are. Other people are reading those tweets. And we're all like, wow, this is like heartbreaking shit. But these guys don't even care. They're like, yeah, fuck it. I'm still getting paid. You know? They don't care that these people are having their lives destroyed. They got no cares in the world. That's what grifters do, though, right? That's what people do that rip people off. That's what scam artists do. Scam artists will always rip you off, and they'll never look back. They'll never acknowledge that you were destroyed. It's what they do. It's the whole premise of a scam artist. That's what they do. They destroy everything in their fucking path, and they chew up all the resources that they can get their hands on, and they never look back. That's neither conservative nor constructive. This is real talk I'm having tonight. This isn't like fucking... This is real talk. It's time we have real talk about this Q shit. Because nobody's giving real talk. I think that's half the problem here. Nobody's really addressed it on the real end of things. They've kind of bounced around it, but they haven't really talked about it. It's coming from every direction. Even Hannity claimed indictments are coming down. There ain't no indictments coming. I don't give a shit what Hannity said. I've heard that before. How many times have we heard that? This is the shit we're talking about. These people, they believe anything they're told. They hinted. Even Hannity claimed. He didn't claim shit. He didn't claim shit. This is what I'm talking about. But these people believe anything, Just because Huber's running a book report doesn't mean they're coming to arrest anybody. Do you think Congress is going to let them do shit now? Wake the fuck up. That shit's over. That boat sailed. That's gone. Quit the shit. That shit. But that's my point, is people are hearing it from everywhere. They're not really. They think they're hearing it from everywhere. They think. They're not reading between the lines. They don't read the whole article. They take bits and pieces and chunks, but they don't read everything. They don't read everything. They just take what they, come on. I've seen this all before. It's headlines, right? That's all it is. It's headlines. We're talking about the mainstream media, both the right and the left, whether it be Fox News or CNN. It's all for clicks. They only care about revenue. I don't see how people don't get that about these media companies. Fox News has nothing left since Congress took. It's gonna be a shit show. I don't know how people don't get what's coming. It's gonna be an absolute shit show. And Fox doesn't have much cannon fodder left. And we're at the end of the line. If you think they're gonna do anything, I got a bridge in China that I will sell you. I have a bridge in China. I have watched for over 2 years as they did nothing. What makes you think all of a sudden that they control the Congress, they actually want to do something? What would even make you even think that? They had 2 years. Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell controlled it all. How the hell... If we had it all for 2 years, what makes anyone think they're going to do something now? Please fill me in, because hell, maybe we should lose the Senate too if this is the way how it's done. I don't know. But this is what I'm talking about, though. These are the things I'm talking about with people who have become so deluded in delusion and fantasy, and I think even Sean Hannity at this point is a little fucking living in La-La-ville. I take it with a grain of salt. There's nothing unless I see someone in a pair of fucking handcuffs. I don't think it fucking matters much. I think that's the point I'm making here. Unless I see someone in a pair of handcuffs, I don't much give a shit. And that's where I'm at these days. If you ain't in a set of handcuffs, why do I care? Why do I even care that I don't even want to read about it? Same goes with the wall. Unless they're building that fucking wall, I don't really care. I don't even care that the government's shut down. It's just another fucking Thursday night for me. I don't care. I'm done with the whole, oh my God, they're doing this, or oh my God. I don't care. Do your fucking jobs. That's my point. I think, to spend all day on Twitter complaining doesn't get you anywhere. You could do it for the next fucking 10 years straight. What's it going to do for you? Screaming on Twitter all day. Welcome to the real world, where in Washington, D.C., it's gridlock and nothing gets done. That's how it goes. Oh, yeah, begging for martial law. I've seen it all. I've seen all the dumbest shit on Twitter in the last year. You got to live your life. Yeah, man, you've got to live your life. I think people have... lost themselves in this Twitter Periscope fucking fantasy land. It's time to come home, people. It's time to come home. Be with your families a little bit. Shut this shit off. Take an hour out of your day and hang out with your families. I think a lot of people on Twitter have forgotten what their families look like. Shut that shit down for an hour to 2 hours. Get to know your family again. There's a lot of these QAnon folks that don't even know what their fucking kids look like anymore. I'm not kidding. And you know it. Some of you QAnon folks are going to watch this and you're going to say, Jesus Christ, I haven't talked to my kids in weeks. And you're going to be like, wow, you stop and think about it. You probably haven't talked to your kids in weeks. Get off the fucking internet and go spend time with your families. Trust me, Q ain't going to fucking be right about anything anytime soon. There ain't going to be no arrests anytime soon. Go fucking hang out with your families. And then maybe you can come back to reality with the rest of us. And then you can tell these fucking grifters to go fuck off when you finally wake up out of your fucking stupid coma that you're in. Sitting around waiting for drops and, oh my God, the pain is coming. QAnon doesn't dare to post on 8chan right now. Let me tell you that. There's a lot of people that don't like him, don't want him there. Even the founder of 8chan doesn't fucking like him. They don't want them there anymore. They've been booted. Get the fuck out of here. That's basically the new motto of QAnon is get the fuck out of here. It's not trust the plan. It's not the calm before the storm. It's get the fuck out of here. That's the new QAnon slogan. Get the fuck out of here. And I think that should be the new QAnon slogan. So let me say this again. The new QAnon slogan is get the fuck out of here. That's all it should be. Whenever someone comes up on your timeline with QAnon, just type back, get the fuck out of here. That's mine. Get the fuck out of here. I do it every day when they come at me on my timeline. And when I see people promoting that shit now, I unfollow them. I don't bother with it. I'm just like, yeah, it's another fucking retard. Unfollow. That's my new thing. I treat them like fucking retards. I don't even bother with them anymore. I've given them enough time and enough leash and enough rope where they're either going to fucking cut it out or they're just going to be off my timeline. I don't have time for the silliness. And one day they're going to fucking wake up. They're going to wake up from their stupid fucking QAnon coma or whatever the fuck it is that they're in. And they're going to come to me and they're going to be like, we're really sorry, guy. We fell for it. Do you think you'll ever forgive me? And I'll be like, yeah, I forgive you. Get the fuck up. Go sit in the corner. So, my whole thing with the QAnon thing is just get the fuck out of here. It really is. I don't give a fuck either. Everybody knows me. I'm one of those people. I say the same thing. I don't care. I don't fall in line like everybody else. I think that was the whole promotion of the QAnon thing from 6 months ago, right? Fall in line or else. That was the thing. Had to Google why, yeah, well, it is what it is, right? It's over. We're at the end of the line for this fairy tale. And they're all scrambling. They don't know what to do. Everything comes to an end, right? Every book has its ending. Every magazine has its ending. Every fairy tale has its ending. Even your life has an ending. So everything that starts must end. Well, guys, here we are. We're at the end. The only thing left is get the fuck out of here. And that's where it's at. Even MAGA is waking up. A lot of MAGA people are now waking up. That's why you're seeing these grifters tweet out today, guys, don't fucking worry. Even if mass arrests don't happen, it's still the plan that counts. Well, wasn't that the fucking plan? Really? Wasn't that the plan, that the mass arrests would happen? I believe that's what the plan all hinged on. So what they did was they had the plan tree. Now that plan of the mass arrest is not going to happen, they've cut the tree down and they're planting a new one. It's the most silly shit I've ever fucking watched get tweeted out. It's the most silly shit. It's not causing division. Nobody's going to stop not voting Republican. Come on. There's no division. QAnon's just fucking stupid. Let's be honest. There ain't no division. I'm not going to stop voting Republican. There's no division there. Let's be honest. It's just it's retards versus the intellectual. Let's be real. That's where it's at. QAnon attracts the retards. If you're still following it after tonight, you're a fucking retard. And I consider you a retard. It's not your fault. You're just retarded. And then you have the intellectuals, like me and other people and the people that follow me who agree with me. That's all stupid. So, retards and intellectuals. Every base has got them. So, our retards sit over on the QAnon side. And then there's the rest of us that are intellectuals. That's just the way the world works sometimes. And if you don't want to be a fucking retard, you'll probably stop what you're doing now and kind of think to yourself critically. Use a little logical thinking, as they say. Do your research and quit the shit. Let's be real. It's not real. Come on. It's time to put down the fairy tale. Puff the Magic Dragon isn't coming down. He's not arresting anybody. It's over. It's done. Hey, you know, it's Twitter. It's Twitter. Come on. It's time to come back to reality. And, you know, for some of these guys, it's going to hurt. I can imagine. Some of these people gave these grifters thousands of dollars. I feel so bad for them. I really do. But let this be a lesson learned that if you gave thousands of dollars to these guys for something that was never going to happen, you're kind of probably one of those people. You may have bought like those, you know, diet pills in the past that, you know, you're supposed to lose like 100 pounds in a week after you take a magic pill. You probably bought those in the past too. So chunk it off as, you know, lesson learned, I guess. But the whole thing is just funny, man. One person I read, I have some friends, they gave them $5,000. They gave them $5,000. I'm not kidding. One person gave $5,000 to some of these guys, and I feel so bad for them. Like, how on earth did these guys soak somebody for $5,000 off something so fake? How in the hell did that happen? And you just think and you shake your head like, wow, $5,000. You gave away $5,000 to an anonymous source that you thought was being invoked through a prophecy. I mean, think about that. You know, think about that for a minute. Somebody actually lost out on They probably lost out on a lot more than that. That was a one lump sum payment of $5,000. So, I mean, shit, man. That's some crazy money, right? I mean, crazy shit, man. $5,000. That's nuts, you know. Crazy shit. I never heard, you know, I get excited when I get a $5 donation. These guys are raking in $5,000. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I get excited over $5. Like, these guys are getting $5,000 putting out a conspiracy theory. I just can't believe it. You know, and I said that, you know, I was talking to some friends and I'm like, man, if I had promoted this conspiracy theory, I'd be rich right now. I could have done it. I'm not lying. I'm one of the best informational specialists. I could have stretched this out for all it was worth. I said to my friends, I said, I could have been rich too. And they're like, no, you're honest. And I said, yeah, it's a bitch. That's my response. Yeah, it's a bitch. You know, honesty doesn't make rich men. I can tell you that. It doesn't always make rich men. Honesty is usually one of the things that you don't get rich from being honest. You absolutely don't. Being honest, you can survive and have a humble life, but it's not going to get you rich like these guys have done. But, you know, like all things, they do come to an end, and this scam is at its end. And they've built their whole lives around a scam. So what's that mean for them in the future? Well, let's really look into the future for these guys like David Hayes and Will Coleman and Sather or Slither, whatever the fuck is Slither, whatever the fuck his name is. All I can think of is Harry Potter, the Slither kid. But anyway, if you really think about it, what's left for their future? What is left? They won't have platforms anymore. They're going to be known as grifters, right? They're going to be known as scam artists. Nobody's ever going to pay half attention to them anymore. They're going to be like, these guys are so dishonest. Why would you even watch this shit? Because that's what they're going to be remembered for. They are going to be remembered as the people who grifted the Conservative Party. That's what it's going to be. I don't know. I call him Slither. I fucking, that kid gives me the fucking creeps anyway. I don't even watch him. He's creepy. Anyway. But they're not going to go to jail because literally you got to be stupid to give your money to it. This is a lesson learned. This is reality. This is the reality of life. You know, and as sad as it is, if you got ripped off, you were foolish enough to fall for it. And you know, I warned a year ago. It's been a year to the date that I warned people to stop doing this. I said, you know, this is fake. You got to stop it. It's crazy. And I was called fake MAGA. I was called fake this and fake that. You know, so many pundits have attacked me over the years. I'm so used to it. I'm just like, oh, whatever, you know. But, you know, I was called all kinds of names for not promoting it and shouting out about it. And I laughed. And, you know, I was told in private by some of these individuals, hey, just go with it. You'll make a lot of money. And I said, no. You know, and I've watched as other people have slithered into the QAnon arena. And all these guys aren't alone. Let's be real. Are they alone? No. Because a lot of people have slithered right behind them. I mean, Mary Grace Goya, she comes to mind. She has all of a sudden become the QAnon fan club. She's another slithering serpent on Twitter. There's so many of these guys. They all slither behind this whole thing because they know. Why? It builds their follower count. They know what they're doing. They know how they're pulling this off. If you promote this shit, your follower count goes up. That's how this grift works. And anybody who's on the inside of this network with these people, watch. They promote each other. Their accounts go up. It's all a big network. It's no lie. They're all working together. It's the worst grifting I have ever seen in my life. And I watch them do it, man. It's like, wow. And I see them do it on a daily fucking basis. And, you know, it's absolutely amazing to watch these people grift. Dave did try to recruit me. He did. He totally did. He totally did. You know, he totally did. They all did. You know, people have tried to take advantage of me more than once. Trust me, people have tried to take advantage of me. I don't fall for that shit no more. I don't fall into the whole group clique fucking fight for me scenes anymore. All those bees came after you, Brian, jealous and ruthless. That's just it. A lot of it was based on jealousy, right? I mean, I had a 200K account. I was very popular at the time. You know, that's why they came after me. You know, when you're that big and you have that kind of power and you wield that kind of presence, people come after you. You know, but I've never been about, I don't care about follower counts. If everybody knows, I lost a 200K account. I didn't even cry about it. I was just like, go make a new name. And that's what I would do. I'd go make a new name. Everybody knows back then. Other people go, oh no, my account got taken. Oh, my account got taken. Oh, Mary's not as nice as you think she is. Let me go ahead and explain Mary. Mary ain't that nice. Mary's kind of Mary's a little two-faced. Mary's a little two-faced. Let's be honest about Mary. I was on to Mary a long time ago, but I don't socialize with her, so I don't really care. But I can tell you, she's two-faced. I think of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's her and Praying Medic. She's Praying Medic's butt buddy. So I would expect, you know, grifties to hang together, and she's another grifty. I can always spot a grifty. Grifties are easy to spot, and you know, I was on to her a long time ago. This is the girl who told Meg to leave me. But hey, what am I talking? Fucking, this girl told Meg to leave me in secret. And then Meg says, this girl just told me to leave you. And that's when I was like, she's a fucking nut job. Anyway, yeah, so Mary's kind of fucking fruitcakey. She's a feminazi. fucking feminists, which I don't like fucking feminists anyway. And I was on to her feminism right from the start. And I was like, get the fuck out of here with your feminism. And, you know, I can always spot a feminist. I don't like feminists. I can't stand a fucking feminist. And, oh, God, they're the worst, man. Fucking feminists. Oh, you wouldn't even believe. Feminists drive me nuts. Fucking coppers and always gotta... I won't even explain half the shit that shit did. But, yeah, there's so much bullshit out there. You guys don't even know. Like, if you knew all of the information that I have that is out there, you would be in fucking shock at the secrets I walk around with. There's so much shit I don't even tell people about that I know about that go on Twitter. Like, I have so many DMs. It's so many people fill my boxes full of shit. I could go on for days with all the dirt and the secrets I have on people. Like, I am literally, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm the J. Edgar Hoover of fucking Twitter. I really am. I have so much dirt on so many people that I could probably break platforms for days. That I could just spill all this fucking information I have on all these different platforms. Because what happens is, and I'll tell you what happens. Because I'm a solo guy, I don't run with anybody. But all these other people run with people, right? So they all run with people. And at some point they all get butthurt at each other or something happens. And they'll jump in my box and they'll be like, this motherfucker did this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I'll be like, oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. That's really bad. I'm sorry that happened to you. But I never say anything in public. I just say, hey, thanks for the information. I'll save it for a later date. And I take it and I cut it and I paste it into a little notepad and I save it for a later day. And I say, oh, now I got some more dirt. I got files upon files upon files of platforms. People, it's absolutely amazing all the dirty laundry I have. I could just fucking go on for days about some of these platforms and how fucking crooked and deceitful they really are with the public. It's absolutely fucking insane. And the only one I think that is brutally honest is fucking Dilly. Believe it or not, that kid don't give a fuck what comes out of his mouth, but he's another story. I like Dilly. But we're at the point, folks. I think we're at the point where reality is hitting for some of these platforms. And they don't know what to do. They don't know where they're going to stand at the end of the day. They don't really have much of a personality. Let's really think about it for a minute here. Okay? So, you got to have a personality to do this. Like my shows, they're all... I go off the cuff, man. I have nothing pre-planned. I just get on scope and I say, I'm going to talk about something. I'm just going to fucking talk about it. It ain't going to matter what comes out of my mouth. So that's how I do things. So I have a personality, I have a high intellect, and I'm able to go on the fly like this, this, and this. And we can talk about different subjects, and we can talk about different issues and different things. A lot of these eggheads can't do that. They have to plan this shit for a week. It's like watching paint dry. I don't know if you watch some of these other platforms, but it's like watching fucking paint dry. I don't know how people do it. And they talk about the same shit every week. Have you ever noticed that? You know? It got to get fucking boring, man, hearing the same shit every week. How can you do that? I mean, you've got some platforms, all they talk about is immigration, the wall, immigration, the wall. Doesn't that get fucking boring? I mean, I could fucking go into a dozen scopes and hear the same shit on a fucking daily basis. How in the hell can people just sit there and listen to the same shit? It must get boring. Hey, I got a news flash for you. Here's what's happening with the wall. I'm going to explain it to you in real short, in like 5 seconds. Are you ready? Here we go. This is my wall scope done in less than 30 seconds. They're either going to build the fucking wall or they're not. The end. There's your wall scope. There's no big to-do. There's no big explanation. There's no... Fucking they're going to build it or they're not going to build it. It's nothing. Come on. Are you that fucking... Do you need a 4-hour fucking lecture on how a wall is built? Holy shit. I can turn Bob the Builder on if you want, but I mean, fucking really, this is the shit people talk about. Like, I gotta have a 4-hour scope to tell you about how they're gonna build a fucking wall. Who gives a fuck, dude? They're either gonna build it or they're not gonna build it. What the fuck you gotta keep talking about it for? Call-ins are tomorrow. We're starting that back up too. I know people have missed it. But here's another thing that bothers me. The whole fucking Congress thing, right? Right? I saw one idiot pundit. You know, I'm going to start calling them idiot pundits. We're going to take Congress back. He's already tweeting it out. Dude, they just took it like an hour ago. What the fuck are you talking about? You're taking it back. Ain't shit happening for 2 years, dude. You need to sit down and shut the fuck up. Find something else to talk about. I saw that tweet and I'm like, we're taking it back. No, you're not. Dude, you're not taking shit. You're going to sit there for 2 years and shut the fuck up because you were one of the ones that said we weren't going to lose it. Remember that? I remember that. Well, the polls are wrong. I know what I'm talking about. There's no way we're losing the There's no way we're going to... Remember that? We're not going to lose the House. There's no way. And I'm online sitting there going, guys, we're going to lose the House. Guys, we're going to lose the House. And these pundits are like, Zero doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. We know what we're talking about. He's got no idea. We're not losing the House because QAnon said so. Right? All these fucking eggheads out there. What happens? We lose the House. And I'm like, dude, I was saying it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I said, people better get on the ball, man. We're going to lose the House. Y'all just thinking we're going to win. We were trusting the plan. We didn't do shit. We sat there. We watched. Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, yeah, there was some voter fraud. There was some voter fraud exposed, all right. Let's. Here comes reality. Here comes reality. My scopes are so entertaining. Let's look at the reality. Voter fraud was exposed. It was exposed. Are you ready? It was exposed in North Carolina. There was a Republican fucking around. I don't know, but we gotta look into that. But yeah, there was some voter fraud. It's like everything these fucking pundits say, the opposite happens. I wish they would shut the fuck up and then bad shit wouldn't happen to us anymore. It seems like the more they talk and the more they guess that shit's gonna happen, it goes in the exact opposite. So maybe if we could get you guys to say the opposite of what you're thinking, something good might fucking happen for a change. Let's try that. Could you pundits do that for me? Could you just guess the opposite for just like a month so that I can feel like I'm winning again? Because you guys are fucking wrong 100% of the time. You guys have been so wrong. You got no rights, man. You're all left. You just keep going in a circle. It just never happens. Nothing happens. And I watch it on a weekly basis, and I say, holy shit, man, these guys are so fucking off the mark. I don't get it, you know. At least, you know, be brutally honest with people. These guys got to cut it out, man. 2 fucking years to... Yeah, that's it, right? Sean gets it. Sean's an old-time friend of mine, by the way. Sean been around. We've been hanging out for years, me and Sean. But think about it this. They had 2 years. You had Mitch McConnell controlled the Senate. You had Paul Ryan. He controlled the Congress. And then you had Trump, who held the presidency. This was for 2 years. And in those 2 years, don't even tell me that they couldn't get this done. They didn't get the wall built. They didn't repeal Obamacare. They did nothing. Well, what did they do? They argued over dipshit Hillary Clinton and her emails and the investigation. And fuck all that. They should have been getting shit done, right? They should have been getting shit done, like get the wall built, repeal Obamacare, do this, do that. They should have been pushing that. Who fucking cares about Hillary Clinton? We had it all. That's like taking 2 hot blondes to prom, and at the end of the night, you call them both bitches and run off. What did you get for it? Absolutely nothing. I don't get, man. This will go down as the most failed 2 years, I think, in the history of politics, when you really think about it. And I'm not shitting on Trump. I'm shitting on the rest of it. Like, we had it all. Do you understand how much power we had? How much power we wielded? We had unvetted power. You can't blame John McCain. The guy was dying in a bed. He never showed up for votes anyway. Absolutely insane that nothing got done. And you got to just look at it and be like, wow. To have that, we won't hold that power again. I don't care what anybody says. We're not going to get another chance. That power is gone. Because even if we take Congress back, we're going to lose the Senate. This is what happens. This is how it works, man. I've watched this time and time again. You get a small window, and you have to take it. That is the window you work in. Those 2 years were that window, and they fucking blew it all. And as I watched, I was like, holy fuck, they just fucking blew it. They fucking blew it through and through. The only way we're taking this back is by a fucking miracle. Don't listen to these pundits. They don't know what they're talking about. It's going to take a fight beyond fights that we have ever seen in our entire lives to be able to take that back. I'm not kidding. If you think we're getting that back without a fight, I'll fucking laugh at you. And these pundits, like I said, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand how this works. They've got no fucking clue. They'll tell you they think they know elections, and they think they know how people are. They don't fucking grasp it. They have no grasp on fucking reality at all. You can make fun of Democrats all you want. You can say what you want about them. But them motherfuckers are organized right now. They are organized like I have never seen before. And that is some scary shit, that how organized they're becoming. And I think the pundits underestimate these Democrats right now. They don't have a grasp on the reality that the Democrats are just vicious right now. They're on their A game. And I think by ignoring the fact that these guys are on their A game, people aren't doing what they should be doing on our side, on our A game. That's where we've got to really look at in politics. Are we doing enough? Are we really on our A game? Or are we just complicit because we hold the presidency? That's what I think it is. Because before we had the presidency, people were on their A games. They actually fought for, these state races. They actually fought harder for things that were going on in this country. Now it seems like, oh, we got Trump. We don't need to do anything. That's the problem. And the Democrats did that with Obama. Let's really go back. The last 4 years of Obama, they took everything for granted. This is what happens. People become complicit. They don't fight anymore. They lay it all on the president's feet and say, oh, you got Trump and we can get it all done because Trump is the mega, bucka. And then you just don't do anything. The only thing you are is a fucking bullhorn. A bullhorn for the president instead of doing anything. We can't do shit but vote. You can absolutely do shit. You can knock on a door. You can pick up a phone. You can call people. You can organize. You can speak out. There's so much shit you can do outside of Twitter. 4chan, barges to, yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, you can do more for, this country than just sit on Twitter and complain. You could actually, if you see an election that's in your state, you can volunteer and help out in that election. There's so much you can do. And I think people forgot that. We got to get back to the whole thing. We've become complacent and think that Trump can do it all. I think, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. People think Trump can do it all. JW approved voter fraud in Cal. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Let me know. Okay. Again, the whole voter fraud thing, that ship has sailed too. See you next election cycle. Let me know. I got better shit to do. I don't fucking. Why do I hear the same shit too? This is another thing that bothers me. It's now January of 2019, and people are still talking about voter fraud. Let's really talk about what you really need. Let's stop talking about voter fraud for a minute. Now I'm going to tell you what you really need. Now here's my voter fraud scope. Is everybody ready? This is done in less than 3 minutes. I'm changing it up. This is my voter fraud scope. I'm going to do it in 3 minutes. We need fucking voter ID. Please promote that. All you have to do is call your fucking senator and say, can we have voter ID, please? Every last one of you. Thank you. My voter fraud scope is done now. Have a great fucking night. See how I did that? That's all you need to do. You don't need to tweet about it. You know, oh my God, California had voter fraud. Oh my God, New Hampshire had voter fraud. Oh my. Call your fucking senator, man. Pick up your fucking phone. Don't fucking sit here and cry about it on fucking Twitter. Call your fucking senator. Complain to him about it. You ain't getting nowhere on Twitter. Fucking California has voter fraud. Call your senator, man. The fuck is wrong with you? If you think there's voter fraud, call your senator and say, why don't we have voter ID? Fucking dude, voter ID. Now. This is the shit I'm talking about with Republicans. Who gives a fuck? Dude, call your senator. Call your congressman. Tell him you want voter ID now. You can go ahead and expose 1 billion pounds of voter fraud. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. Who the fuck's listening? Nobody. Nobody gives a fuck. The people on Twitter don't care. The representatives watching on Twitter don't care. The news reporters on Twitter don't care. Who the fuck are you really informing? You're doing nothing. You're fucking absolutely, you're making no change. There's no effect to be had. I'll tell you what makes change though. Voter ID. When you have to go to the polls and show a picture of yourself that says, hi, I'm an American citizen. That's what makes changes. That's a fundamental change. Exposing voter fraud doesn't do shit. It's absolutely useless. I don't even bother promoting that shit anymore. When I see it, I say, oh yeah, it's another fucking case of that. Yeah, big deal. Give me voter ID. Let me know about it. There's people out there with intellectual minds. We get what needs to be done. You can complain, you can expose, you can cry, you can moan, you can gripe, but until you absolutely change the base of the fundamentals of voting, isn't going to matter what you do. You fucking cry me a river. I don't know what to tell you. I'm at the point, man. You know, you have to call them. I don't know. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, you can show 1,000 times over that voter fraud went on, but until there's voter ID, what the fuck can I do for you? There's not much you can do about it. These are the realities that we live in. You know, this whole, oh, you're going to expose it. I don't give a fuck what you're going to do. Who are you going to tell it to? Who's going to listen to you? It is what it is, man. You can expose it, but nobody's gonna listen or give a fuck till there's voter ID. That's how I see it. You know, I'm not gonna change my mind on that. I've been around for so long. There's things I just don't care about, and this is one of them issues. Give me voter ID. There's your problem solved. Till then, I just don't care. So there's my voter. That's my take on voter fraud. I have very short takes these days on certain issues, and the remedies are crystal clear. They're a pretty quick remedy, and they can be solved really, really, really fast. They're so fast that I only have to say them in 5 seconds. Voter ID. See how quick that was? I mean, it's so quick. It's so easy. Voter ID. You know, see how quick that is? There's your answer. What are you, 90-year-old Zero? Yeah. I feel like it some days. Man, I feel like I'm 90 some days. The shit I read. Oh my gosh. My IQ. I cannot tell you. It's over 100. Anyway. What is next? What is next in this insanity called Twitter? My call-in shows I will begin again tomorrow. Maybe we'll make a phone call. Maybe tomorrow we'll make a phone call and have some fun. But I wanted to touch base tonight mostly on the scamming of the elderly and the old. That was my focus. Tomorrow we'll go back to the. You've been around a long fucking time. I have. Man, so long. I've been around too long, I think. Some days I'm like, man. But, you know, I know a lot of people out there, you know, and I've had a lot of DMs saying, don't leave. You know, do a fundly and we'll give you the money you need to not have to go and things like that. And I appreciate that. I really do. I've put a lot of thought into it. But, you know, you have to keep your platforms honest. That's it. That's the one fucking job these pundits have. Keep your platforms honest. Don't promote things that you know are fake. Do not pass disinformation. That makes us no better than the left, by the way. That's the point. I think the biggest point is if you pass disinformation or you lie to people, that makes you no better than the left. You're the fake news that they say, that we say that you are. And this is a message to the pundits that pass this fake information. You are no better than the left and the fake news that they promote. And it's better to call out our own and get them to stop it than to sit and watch it go on for 2 years straight. 2 years. I mean, over 2 years we've watched this go on for 2 years. Imagine that. 2 years we've watched this go on. Since October of 2016, we have watched these people grift for 2 years. That's a long time. That's a long time to be grifting people. Stop grifting people. David Hayes, Will Coleman, and Jordan Sather. Stop grifting people. Be honest. Be right. The truth is good. But when you lie to make $1, that's not truth. That is not truth. You know, and when you use God, like I said, people using God, man, it's not an okay thing to do. Especially if you're saying you're a ministry or you're part of a... It's absolutely disgusting behavior. And I just... It's disgusting, man. I mean, I was quoting some Bible quotes today myself, and I don't do that a lot. Anybody who knows me knows I don't quote the Bible a whole lot. But I felt like I needed to do some Bible quotes today because I felt like these people need to understand that just because they think they're doing things in God's name, they're not. They're scamming the public. And I think, you know, Luke 12:15, then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in its abundance of his possessions. Then there was Corinthians 6:10, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. What does that mean to most people who know their Bible? Well, that means people who are greedy, snakes, liars, and thieves don't get near God. And that's why I quoted that today. Because these people, they're grifting people. And they're using God in such slanderous ways that I had to call them out on it. And anyone who reads the Bible knows that you should not use God to try to profit, to try to make money, to try to use it in a greedy fashion. You know, and I think that's one of the things that have bothered me the most, is that they have twisted God's word in such a way to self-enrich themselves that it's disgusting. It's disgusting what they've done. And they need to stop. And they were all atheists. This is another kicker. They were all atheists before they came over to God. Whereas humble people who have always been with God, such as myself and other people who do believe in God, we don't use it to self-enrich ourselves. Do I say God bless you? Yes, because that's the right thing to do. I say God bless you to tons of people. That's the right thing to do. You know, you should always use the word of God in an appropriate manner, right? Right? You should use it not for yourself, but onto others to uplift them. And I think these guys are doing it in the reverse opposite. They're using it to self-enrich, and they're not. It's just disgusting to watch. It's the most disgusting, vile shit I've ever seen. And you know, it's like, wow. And you watch it day in and day out, and you shake your head, and you go, how can these people consider themselves to be ministers or godly or anything like that when they're not even really using the word the way it should be used? It's in reverse. And that makes you shake your head too. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I find it all disheartening that, you know, these people say they're Republican, but their virtues and it's just disgusting. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I want everybody to have a blissful night. And remember, you know, like when I said, I say God bless you. I mean it for you. For you, you know. God bless you is meant to go at other people, not yourself. So when I say God bless you, it means every one of you, not myself. I think that is important. That you're recognized, not myself. You know. And no, I'm not putting out a donation link with this fucking Periscope account tonight, because that's not what it's about. I wanted to talk about scam artists and grifters without any money proceeds, and that's what it does. And that's what I'm doing tonight. It's not about promoting myself tonight. It's about promoting you and not watching you get ripped off. And I'll start my show up again tomorrow. I just want people to be safe and know that QAnon is a fucking scam ran by a group of scammers. And this scope will stay up. End of story. Take care.